My presentation is on a varietal of Malus domestica, the Gravenstein apple, which is in the Rosaceae family. The species Malus domestica originated in Central Asia. Malus domestica is most likely a hybrid of wild species. It is said that apples were being eaten as early as 6500 BC. When we eat an apple, we are eating the receptacle rather than the ovary, as is typical with many fruits. It is thought that at first, birds were a major disperser for apples, favoring their seeds. However, apples that's flesh was larger and sweeter were favored by mammals. This selective pressure helped lead apples to be the large, sweet fruits we know them to be. The majority of apples are self-incompatible. Gravensteins are triploid, so they are completely self-incompatible. Currently, apples are grown all over the United States, with many being grown in Washington. Worldwide, China actually produces the most apples, towering over the amount produced in the US. Gravenstein apples are believed to have been first grown in the Gravenstein Castle in Germany in the 17th century. In the 19th century, Gravensteins were brought to Fort Ross in Sonoma County by Russian trappers. Not long after its introduction, Gravensteins became popular in Sonoma County. An early example of its cultural importance is the Gravenstein Apple Show. I could not find much information on it except for that it was the predecessor to the present-day Gravenstein Apple Fair. A main part of the Gravenstein Apple Show was the construction of elaborate sculptures made of whole and dried apples. Here we see a covered wagon being pulled by 2 oxen and a person playing a harp. Next we have a lighthouse, a steam engine, and a model of the Liberty Bell, all made entirely out of apples. The Gravenstein Apple Fair is held once a year in Sebastopol, which is in western Sonoma County. It is held every August during peak Gravenstein season. The Gravenstein Apple Fair features everything apple, from food to farm life. They also have many contests and games that are Gravenstein themed. Their importance in the culture of Sonoma County isn't their only distinguishing feature. Gravensteins are also an amazing apple to have. They are a good combination of tart and sweet. Their flavor is unique, and is not at all one tone like many other commercial apples. In addition to their great flavor, they are a great cooking apple. I myself prefer them when making pies and applesauce. I have also pressed them into cider with excellent results. Another interesting thing about Gravensteins, and apples in general, is watercore. Watercore is a physiological disorder that gives a distinct translucent look to the flesh of the apple. This translucent flesh is loaded with sorbitol-rich fluid. Sorbitol is a sugar alcohol found in fruit. I believe that this is probably why we always called them sugar-core apples at my house. Although the cause of sugar-core is not known for sure, it is believed it may be due to a high source-to-sink ratio, or high nitrogen and low calcium levels. In my family, finding a sugar-core apple was like hitting the jackpot, since they are so juicy and sweet. However, for commercial farmers, watercore is a problem, as it causes apples to rot significantly faster. With vineyards being so profitable, land that Gravensteins are grown on has become less and less available. Efforts such as the Gravenstein Apple Presidium are in place to aid in its preservation, but it will take continued public interest for them to be properly preserved.